Hi, this is Natalie Rice from here from sportsreview.com, and back with us is Joao from mgtennistipster.com. He's going to be running through the Australian Open with us. We're going to be covering daily tournaments, futures, odds, things like that. But today, actually, we're going to discuss the draw. We're going to start, obviously, on the men's side. Joao also writes articles for us here at Sportsbook Review, so do check those out. Daily coverage there. Joao, thank you for being back with us.
Thank you, Natalie, for having me here.
Okay, well, listen, let's start, like I said, with the men's side. And so it's all listed now. Who would you say, let's take a look at the draw. Who would you say it's been most favored to?
Well, the undeniable favorite is the top seed, the defending champion Novak Djokovic. He won this tournament 5 times, and he has a very, very good draw to reach the final stages of the competition. On his side, he has Kei Nishikori, who he might face on the quarterfinals, but the Japanese is far from his best and shouldn't create much problems. Also Federer, but the Swiss hasn't won against Djokovic on the Grand Slam event since we won to 2012. So it's a very good draw for Djokovic to reach the final without many problems.
What about Jo-Wilfried Tsonga? Are you expecting any sort of, could he cause any opposition to some of the favourites?
Tsonga is always a very, very interesting player to watch and also raises the level in these big tournaments. But he's far from his best, and also this Grand Slam isn't his best. He prefers to play on Roland Garros, where he raises the level with the home support, and also at Wimbledon on grass. But here I don't expect him to go very far.
Now let's talk about Rafael Nadal. Obviously, he had a bad season last season here. Can he make a comeback this season?
I like the way Nadal has been improving on the previous months. The last months of 2015 were very good for him. He's playing with more depth on his shots. That was his main problem. He also mentioned the mental side of the game, that he was struggling to close matches, to be mentally strong under pressure. But we saw in Doha that he's still very far from Djokovic level. He was completely dominated in 2 easy sets, and it will be very hard for him to have any chances in a possible match against Djokovic in the final.
Let's take a look now at we've got first, second, third, and quarter betting. The only one that really doesn't offer any value is the first quarter that Novak Djokovic is in. 1.2 there for him to win. Is he who you have pegged to win the first quarter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He doesn't should face many problems, and it will be quite easy for him to win that quarter.
Now for the second quarter, the favourite, and actually quite a big favourite here, is Roger Federer, and then he's priced 2.25. You can get that at Coral, and then underneath him is Thomas Berdych, who is 9 at Bet Victor. So if you're going for Roger Federer to win the second quarter, there's some good value there. Should we take that bet?
I think there won't be much value on it. Federer has showed some problems in recent years on Grand Slam events. The longer matches, best of 5 sets, are quite tough for him physically, and he also struggled with some illness at Brisbane. And in this quarter, I like very much Kyrgios' chances. He played outstanding tennis at the Hopman Cup, and playing at home, he has very good chances of winning this quarter and doing a very good surprise. So I see value on his tennis odds.
Okay, so that's 9 there, Bet Victor, so pretty good odds. Moving on to the third quarter. Now, this one's a little closer. We've got Stan Wawrinka, Rafael Nadal, and Milos Raonic, who all seem the 3 favourites there. Odds are 2.5 Wawrinka, 3.25 Nadal, and then Raonic 6. Who do you have winning the third quarter?
This is, as you said, a very interesting quarter. All of those 3 players had a good start of year. Wawrinka won the Chennai tournament, Raonic won Brisbane, and Nadal only lost in Doha's final against Djokovic. But on this quarter, I like very much Wawrinka. He has played outstanding tennis on this event, won the title in 2014, in 2013 and 15, only lost to Djokovic in 5 sets, and the conditions really suit his game style, and he also showed that he brings his best game on these big events. So I think he has good chances of winning this quarter.
Okay, final quarter. I am hoping Andy Murray will win this quarter. He's priced 1.5, around 1.4, 1.5. Followed then, there's actually quite a jump there to David Ferrer, 10, highest 10 there. Is Andy Murray your guy to win the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it should be an easy path for him until the semifinals. The only tough competitors he might face are Bernard Tomic, who plays at home, and he's always an interesting player, and he says he's feeling in the best shape of his life. And
Hmm.
also Ferrer, as you mentioned, but Ferrer can't make much damage against Murray on these slower hard courts. So I think the British number one should reach the semifinals.
All right. Well, talking about there, Tomic, he's priced 17. Stan James, should he be a long shot bet to win the fourth quarter?
I don't think that the draw is quite good for him. He retired from Sydney's quarterfinals, although it was a very interesting retirement because he said to the referee that he had a good draw at Melbourne, and so he wasn't very interested in that tournament. But still, against Murray, he shouldn't have much chances. He plays too passive, and Murray defensive skills should be too good for him.
Hmm. So now we get onto the exciting question here: who will reach the finals?
On the top half, no big questions that Djokovic should reach it. He's just at a higher level than everyone else on the tour, and the players who can bother him most, like Murray or Nadal or even Wawrinka on Grand Slam events, are on the bottom half. As I mentioned, Federer doesn't seem to be able to create many problems on these big stages, especially when he's not playing on Wimbledon. So Djokovic should reach the final.
Hmm. Djokovic should reach the final. Who's playing against him?
I like Wawrinka chances. He might face Murray in the final. They
Hmm.
played already 15 times before with Murray leading 8-7. However, Wawrinka won the previous three meetings and has the firepower to overcome Murray. So I think Wawrinka can reach another Australian Open final.
All right. And your winner right now, obviously before the tournament kicks off, who's your winner?
It is Djokovic, as I mentioned. However, I think Wawrinka can create him some problems in the final, but Djokovic should lift the trophy.
Hmm. So right now, Djokovic is priced around 1.73. Paddy Power, Boyle Sports, and Sky Bet. Those are the odds. They're the highest odds I can find. Andy Murray is priced 6.5 there to win. And then Stan Wawrinka, if you said that, that could be the long shot bet, that's 17. Is that worth putting a little money on, or is it, is this really sort of Djokovic's to lose right now?
I think a good value bet on Wawrinka might be to reach the final at 4.5 on Bet365. I like those odds, and
Hmm.
I think it's better than to bet on him to win the title.
All right, fantastic stuff. So right now, would you bet on Djokovic to win, or is it better to wait until game kicks off? When is the best time to sort of place those bets?
I already did it.
All right, fantastic stuff. Is there anything else that you want to add right now? Obviously, we'll be back on the weekend to preview the matches, taking the first set of matches there. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, nothing for now. Just to give an update that the matches will start at Monday morning on Australia if you are in Europe at your night time, and if you are in America around your afternoon.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic stuff. Joao, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.